All right, so here's the recap. First of all, right? I gotta tell you guys that there will be new Twitch drops. There is a new patch coming to NAEU SANKR tomorrow, Wednesday. Patch notes for NAU SA coming soon, but we can kind of speculate from this Gold River stream. Okay? So before I go into why even he had the stream, let's let it be known that we're going to have new Twitch drops. Join us at twitch.tv/ZealsAmbitions. Also, we're going to get a new patch, right? Some of the content, we're getting kind of like together, Korea as well as the West. All right? There's going to be a little long recap. I'll try my best. I try to TLDR, cliff note as much as possible. So part one of this 2-hour stream, he talks about the race, the endgame Famine Raid race. The first event, top 10 teams that cleared. 6 of the teams were found with 8 accounts that were piloted or bought. I know this doesn't interest most people on YouTube or in the West, but for those that like drama, what happened was that 10 teams cleared. Out of those 10 teams, they've received reports weeks ago that people were using bot accounts or piloted accounts. Pilot meaning some guys like asking, hey, Johnny, can you play my account and then clear for me? So 8 accounts of those 10 teams were found to be guilty of those charges of breaking the rules of the event. You know, the Famine First Clear event, right? So Gold River just says, you know, kind of unfortunate that this happened for this awesome of an event with so much eyeballs, so much traction. And while he is sad, upset, happy, all of that at once, he will uphold the TOS, the rules of the game and the event. The accounts guilty of breaking the rules will be perma-banned, no matter if they have 3S or weapons. They will be, if found guilty, if the charges are correct, if there's no evidence to clear their accusations, they will be permanently banned. He will not change his mind. He will not go easy. And he says that even though he's very apologetic and he bows and he apologizes, and it's quite unfortunate that the 9 or 7 or whatever, the other players in the group that did not know they were playing with a piloted user, unfortunately, they will be disqualified, right? So potentially up to 6 teams can lose their rewards, the title, right? And removed from the homepage. So potentially, I didn't say 6, I said potentially up to 6. So people were saying then, hey, if potentially 6 teams are getting removed from cheating, then can we fill those slots? And he says, I'm sorry, we will not do that. We're going to just end it here clean. Because they did thorough investigation on those 80 accounts. 80 because 10 clears. First 10 times 8 players. And they don't want to, drag this on any longer. They don't want to do further investigations for each clear and do all that stuff. They just want to cleanly finish now and get it over with. Good move, in my opinion. Now, he does warn the Korean users about piloting. The long history of piloting, since Vike is hell, happens in hell modes. He acknowledges it happens a lot in hell modes. The hell busing, the carries, the piloting. He says it's very hard to find evidence, but from here on forth, if found guilty of any piloting or you're using a bot account, from henceforth, not just from like these big major events, if found guilty, he warned us. And the last time he warned us like this was using like third-party apps or like damage meters in Korea. He said it 3 times. I warn you. Please don't use this. Please don't pilot. Which means from now on, it's gonna get permaban like immediately in Korea. All right, part 2. He does a 5-minute break, brings out the 3 bozos. Well, before that, he talks about the Famine Road. Famine Road is a new event. It's not an express. Please do not get that confused. It's not an express. It's an additional help. It's an additional help to get the mid users caught up to the end game by making them acquire Belshazzar gear quicker, as well as a Khan gear quicker. And I've done this on stream, and I was able to get my 1490 full relic Slayer number 2 to full Brel gear in 1 clear normal. I got 270 something Brel mats from full relic to full ancient in 1 clear normal. And then thanks to the Famine Road, and then thanks to this Famine Road, I was able to hone it. It was giving us a little bit of honing mats and stuff, right? It's not an express, okay? Once again, once I got to a Khan, within 3 clears of a Khan normal, I had almost full set. It's crazy. Crazy. So it's like speeding people towards Famine. I really hope this comes to NA. I really do hope they improve this for the future. Like, give us a little bit more, pair it with Express, and then also pair it with the solo content, which we'll talk about later. So when people ask in Twitch chat, is it the best time to come back to Lost Ark? Technically, yes, but in the future, it looks brighter. And this data shows that a lot of people did use the Famine Road, and the data, it doesn't taper off like Expresses. So you can see that a lot of people completed it. So the data reflects that the road event, road to whatever, road to Famine or road to whatever, is very super effective. Pokemon terms. All right, part 2. Post Famine to Future of Lost Ark. Famine will be nerfed. Famine Hard, the current version, will become the first version. The first version, aka Hell Mode. You can do a nerfed version for 1 time per roster reward. So NA EU folks that are like, oh man, we always get recycled content or blah blah blah. That's what you guys said. I never heard that until today. Well, for those that are Smoge, you guys can do the unnerfed version, all right? And you'll get these rewards. 50k gold, 1 time. Silver and a black Famine horse guaranteed, not a chance, and a legendary title. The relic title is from the top 10 if they met the credentials. Famine Hard will be nerfed. So the unnerfed version will be called the first. Think of it as Hell Mode. And then the hard mode will be nerfed. Gate 2, 3, and 4. All right. Now, I'm not going to tell you about how they're going to nerf it because, I mean, it's not even relatable at this point. You guys don't have Famine, right? So all you need to know is this. There were a lot of people that freaked out. They're like, oh my God. As they were watching on Twitch, this raid's so hard. Well, they never intended the release version to be the final version. It was intentionally made drastically difficult just for the race. And they wanted to show their design prowess in the MMO genre. They were tired of getting memed on. Oh, MMO, Lost Ark, Lost Ark raids are not that hard. That's what Korean players were saying. So that's why they made it as hard as possible on purpose. And Gold River's primary concern wasn't piloting. I mean, it was something he thought of that it could come to. Well, his primary concern was the health of the people going for it. And they wanted to show, yeah, I just said that. Also, Famine, we've known for a long, long time. And basically, he didn't want the users to be like, They're like, yeah, Famine is hard, blah, blah, blah. And then go in there and then they clear in a day. Yeah, he was a joke. So they didn't want that to happen like a Khan. A Khan was cleared within a day. Right? So they didn't want an Akan 2.0. So all that's over. TLDR, what's to happen is that they never really intended it to be this hard. They were gonna nerf it from the start. They knew they were gonna nerf it from the start. All right? So they show the internal data and blah, 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 and gate 1 and 2 high clearance rate. but gate 3 and 4 showed very sad data. But once again, it's gonna get nerfed. And about the internal data, it's all in the averages. It doesn't highlight like the low gear people or on eye level players. So there's a lot of disparity. So we can assume that it was even harder for on eye level players. But once again, it's gonna get nerfed. Now they're gonna do these nerfs in stages. It's not gonna get nerfed to the ground. They still feel that Gate 3 is well-designed raid. And I do agree. And they want you to go in there with a sense of with a sense of like, hey, it is a challenge. And to overcome the challenge, you need to do some pulls, familiarize yourself with the patterns. And then within certain amount of pulls, and with the nerfs being a little bit more forgiving, you'll be able to overcome it, right? They want to still make it a little bit of a challenge for now. I'm sure they'll nerf it more along the road. I mean, down the road. But that's for hard mode, right? There's also the normal mode. All right, you guys understand what I'm saying? So yeah, it's hard, but it's nerfed now. It's more approachable. Not like people are like, oh, I'm staying away. But they still want you to go in there and challenge yourself and, reap the benefits of overcoming the challenge. They'll add the practice mode. They should have done this on release. For the Osu game, many people were like, why is there Osu in this game? So they nerfed the Osu as well, so that, because if you fail the Osu in hard mode, you die. So they made it so that you don't get bad. You could get good. The range of the good got increased. So they nerfed it. And then there's a Procol fight in the 4th gate. I love this. I love it. But they want to put this in Trixion for practice mode so that they don't waste people's time. Because Osu does wipe the group a lot. All right, so there are going to be 3 difficulties: normal, hard, and the first. All right. So shard, they also talk about shard and the feather cap increased tomorrow. Right. So as you can see, I have a shard cap and the feather cap. The feather is this feather. Where the frick is it? You know, the resurrect feather, the thing they throw at us, right? Whether it's NA or EU or KR or SA or wherever, right? That is, the cap is increasing right here. This one, this feather thing. All right. Whoop-de-doo. The shards, I like the shard change because I have 50 mail right now of unclaimed shards. So tomorrow, these shards I can pick up. All right. Now, you may be thinking, oh, I don't care. But if you think about it logically, and if you have a big brain, you could conclude 2 things. You can conclude 2 things. 1, shards are not going anywhere. And 2, we'll need them in the future. Huh. So shard isn't getting a reset. Or is it? Huh. What can we think about the shard cap increasing? What can we conclude? That we'll use it? I think the probability of us needing it in the future increased, then decreased, right? There's no hard reset. Anyways, let's move on. Balance patch, the one we're so looking forward to. If you hang out in my Twitch chat, I am so dying for balance patch. I've been waiting 4 balance patches in a row for my waifu to come back. Every day I think about deleting her, but I've been waiting. I said, if this balance patch does not rework War Dancer, I am gonna go bald. I'm gonna literally shave my head. Right? I'm gonna shave my head and my eyebrows. That was the bet. 4 balance patches. 3 balance patches in a row. We got ignored. War Dancers. 3 why does my voice keep cracking? Let me get some coffee. 3 balance patches. It's like, oh, every time there's a balance patch, I've been so sad. And every other streamer celebrating, blowing the candle of their birthday cake, In our channel, we're like Despair, Smoj, Scrapper, War Dancer, getting nothing. You know? But finally, maybe, I mean, they didn't say anything. Destroyer, look at this guy. I'm a permaban this guy. Destroyer was the first one to get reworked. Okay, there are classes that haven't even been touched yet. All right. Balance goes live Wednesday next week, but the PTR starts Friday. So that's all you need to know. And guess what? Come join us at twitch.tv/ZealsAmbitions. I will be testing the new War Dancer and the new Scrapper. Fingers crossed. Please don't be like,
What? Did this guy just say that the War Dancer and Scrapper is guaranteed?
I said fingers crossed. Okay? Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed, all right? We'll find out most likely tomorrow, hopefully in few hours. I will tweet this. Follow me on Twitter. I will tweet if the patch note says, hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We will be removing some tripods for War Dancer and Scrapper. So please, if that news comes out, I will tweet that. Because that means they're getting reworked, boys. But anyways, all we know for certain is this. Balance used to be based on, and this is their focus of the balance patch. Balance used to be based on DPS as the hyper focus around balance patch. Like who shows up in the MVP family portrait, not MVP only family portrait. This time around, they want to focus not only on DPS, but utility. Can a class clear raids? Why is this question rising up? Because some specs are suffering in harder contents. The harder they are releasing, the harder and harder the content that they release, like for example, Hellbro Shaza or the Famine hard, unnerfed, they're realizing that certain class have great representation while others are not having great representation, as well as gatekeep. So they want to focus on that. So they say. So they say. Balance comes in two ways. They remind us by balancing classes as well as balancing the monsters. If, for example, Famine was spinning like interstellar speed, 2 rotations per second, right? 9 Gs rotation. Then what do you think entropy classes will do? Well or bad? They will do poorly. So the balance comes in two ways. And I love the fact that they remind us this. It's not just classes. It's all about fights as well, right? It's about the fight. If the boss is spinning, zip-zapping, whatever, cutscenes, 60 cutscenes, then certain specs just don't do well. So they'll be balancing not only classes, but the monsters and the fights, aka Famine. Reworks. They don't give us what they're going to rework. But once again, guys, I will tweet it if I see in the patch notes in a couple of hours. But he says, you'll see in the PTR. And he says, y'all can pretty much predict who it will be. Of the 15 original release classes in Korea, only few remain that has not gotten a rework. Why don't they just freaking tell us, though? Come on, man. Just tell us. Only a few left that hasn't been touched. Hint, hint, is what he said. Just tell us. I predict we'll get a tripod announcement tomorrow. But of the original 15, War Dancer and Scrapper have not, especially War Dancer, because Scrapper did get kind of a rework. War Dancer and Scrapper has not got a thorough rework of the 15. Now, does that mean only those two? I don't know. Could be they might move into the assassin territory. Remember, assassins were added after Glavier. Glavier was the 16th class in 2019. 2020, we saw Shadowhunter as well as Blade. And then Reaper joined us with Scouter, and the Paladin came in between those. So, could Reaper get a rework? Yes. Could Blade get a rework? Yes. Could Shadowhunter get a rework? Yes. Do we know for sure? No. Okay. Transcendence system. So Transcendence system is the next vertical system. So they simulated, and the actual data, it's pretty close, but there is, they feel that the nerf is warranted for Transcendence, which is good news for all of us. For me, I've been getting very lucky with Transcendence, so I don't feel like I need a nerf, but I'll take it. I'll take it. It's good. If they make vertical system easier, then it's only a good thing, in my opinion. I mean, there's some downsides, but the pros outweigh the cons, right? The disparity between the lucky folks and the unlucky is too big, is what they feel. The system is very RNG, so unlucky folks are mad, so they added a pity. So the more you do it, the more likely you're to succeed. They added more reroll options. I know this is all confusing for y'all because you don't have the system. All you need to know is that they're keeping an eye out for the vertical systems, not just Transcendence, as you can read here. They feel that if they add too many vertical systems, a new player or a mid user to catch up to the end game, they gotta do honing, they gotta do quality, they gotta do elixir. For example, like me. For me, like, what are my struggles? Quality? No. Quality set, purple and above, or all 100 quality. Is honing a problem for me or many of the endgame users in Korea? No. Most people are done honing. That's why we're having shard issues. We're shard capped. So what are the vertical systems that we do as an endgame player in Korea? Just fine-tuning elixirs to get perfect rolls on elixirs and the Transcendent system. However, who cares about endgame users only? What about new players? They gotta do the honing, they gotta do quality, they gotta get cards, they gotta get engravings, they gotta cut rocks, they gotta buy accessories, they gotta do now elixirs, they gotta do Transcendence. So they feel that if you add too much, they use this analogy, if you add too many drops to a paper cup, the paper cup can hold it. But one drop too much, it overfills and it spills. So what's the conclusion, Zeals? They're gonna keep an eye out. They're gonna keep an eye on this system, not only the Transcendence, but all the systems, and they will monitor what needs tweaking. And as for tweaking, they realize it's not easy to tweak these. They're talking with the server manager and all that stuff. But what they can tweak immediately, they'll roll out. So tomorrow, they'll roll out some nerfs. And then next week, more nerfs. I like that. I think they heard us about, you know how like Asmonbald was like, oh, Chaos Dungeon twice a day. Why can't you just reduce 2 to 1? How hard could that be? I think they heard that on top of like Korean users complaining, on top of Twitch chatters complaining, on top of Diablo 4 sinking right now, you know, the gem bag and Diablo 4 needing 6 months or whatever, right? I think they heard all those feedbacks, so they're reminding us, if they can patch now, they will patch now. If something needs 1 week, they'll try their best and the fastest to take that 1 week, right? I like their new approach. So hope y'all like it too. Story after Thaymine. Nobody cares about story. But for those that care about it, there's a lot of things unexplained in the cutscene. So there will be a post Thaymine story coming out on 25th, as well as a second order goal. Okay. The regular Folks of Lost Ark story. Battle item. Like stuff like this, right? Why did this take 3 months? However, it's coming on the 25th. What does that mean? Right? So basically the battle items that you carry here, right? You have all these battle items because you're switching from character A to B to C. That will be all in here, right? Oh, hallelujah, man. Like, so I will have flare on character A, flare on character B. I don't have to put it from here. Oh, I gotta do guardian, put the flare here.
But Zeals, you could just put like 10 flares here and then put 10 flares on your Slayer.
Man, shut the fuck up. All right? I just want a fucking backspace. I don't want to waste my backspace. Okay? Now we can just not go from here to here and then switch characters. It'll be all stored here. Okay? Only took 3 goddamn months. All right, Chaos Gate. Chaos Gate is getting reworked. Y'all know this. Amazones also announced that. It's coming mañana, I guess. So he's saying that it's not super fun, but after many tests internally, it's gotten reworked to be more convenient, more comfortable, less of an hassle, and better rewards. Remember, they're combining the pirate ship. They're combining the secret map. They're combining the Chaos Gate. All that into one. We'll see how it goes. And then there are going to be new skins in tomorrow's patch in Korea. There's a little silhouette shadow of this. It looks like Nadia skin, but they also let us know that the third legendary skin was the best grossing skin of all time in Lost Ark history. Wow. So they're going to use that fund to reinvest into the skin department or into the game. Whatever it may be. I don't know. There was like this idiot that spent like almost $3,000 on legendary skins. I don't know if you have heard of him. So what an idiot. So this ends what is coming in October. I really like the fact that they literally just had a meeting with us and told us what's coming this month alone. That's pretty nice. What they're working on for this month. I like the communication here. I really appreciate that. Now, what about November? What's next? November 1st, we can expect an update. What update? 5th anniversary. And if for those that watched my previous videos about stuff like this, where I'd covered the developer news, 5th anniversary, they don't want to go weak. 5 is a big number. 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you know? So they want to do something big. But they don't want to bait y'all. Gold River said they don't want to have bait. They're like, do 6 Chaos Dungeons today, and then by the time the event finishes, you could buy all the stuff at the event shop. No. He doesn't want to bait y'all like that. He doesn't want to do that for player retention. Okay? I guess player retention is well kept through Thaymine, so they're confident about Thaymine. So what they're saying is, if you want to quickly get all the event rewards, you can, so that you can hone up. For those that want to enjoy the events throughout the whole period of the 5th anniversary, they'll make sure to make it kind of fun so that, you know, you can log in every day and do the event. For those that want to enjoy it, enjoy it. For those that want to rush it, rush it. They're not going to try to keep you in the game, is what they're saying. I like that. Not bad. Stronghold updates. So Gold River intended Stronghold update to be used in humble ways, right? To store good memories of Lost Ark. Well, that's not what happened. The users came out with the Coomer shit, okay? And Gold River wanted to ban these people, but of course, that's a joke. He's gonna refrain from that. He asks us nicely to use it in good ways. Sir, I am using it in a good way. According to scientific research, looking at boobs, especially big ones, increase my life expectancy, sir. So please, don't backseat my health, sir. Anyways, going back to the video. Soloing! How is the soloing going? The solo content. Not just the 1v1 versus the Voss. For example, let's say I'm a new player and I fight Vulcan. It's not going to be, hey, I'm throwing you into Vulcan. Go solo it. No, it's also got like tutorials, when to counter, when to use grenades, aggro controlling by incorporating AI, because you don't want to have a new player that spins the boss and then like a veteran striker's like, hey you keep spinning the boss, I kicking you out, right? They want to teach them about staggering. So basically, they want to teach a new player what Lost Ark combat is about, what Lost Ark raiding is about, okay? They also want to throw some rewards in there in the future, but they're thinking about it, right? They're thinking about adding rewards. They want to make it fun. They don't want to make it boring like Trixian. These are their words, not my words. This is what they said. They don't want to make it boring like Trixian. The goal is so that a new player who gets jacked from Express can adjust to Lost Ark raid combat so they can party play. End game goal of Lost Ark is party play, right? Unfortunately, Gold River apologized that it's not for those that want to just solo the game from beginning to the end. Lost Ark niche is its end game, which is party play. The number one thing people are the most jealous about in Lost Ark is not gold or Esther weapon. It's about having 8 friends to play with every week. That is the hardest thing in Lost Ark. Friendship can beat everything. Hell mode, all of that can be beaten if you have 8 committed, like-minded players. That is what Lost Ark is about. Friendship. People lose sight of this, and this is their mission statement, and they're not gonna change for you. You don't have friends? You want a solo? I'm sorry, he says. But endgame will involve party play. However, it will teach you how to get to be able to join parties through the solo mode, and that is the solo mode's mission. Now, Entropy. A little bit weird. The coverage here. The guy, the bozo, man. The third bozo. I don't know, man. So he's saying old sets are getting old. Okay, common sense. New set is being worked on for quite some time. And to give a little preview, the new set doesn't... there's no big gap between positional attacks. So even if you don't back attack, right, your damage will not... Your DPS will be smooch. They feel that currently Entropy does have a higher ceiling, but that does not mean it's fine, is literally their word. They said this twice. They are going back, but this guy's going back and forth. This guy's like, we're going to delete Entropy. Now they're saying this and that. They were very adamant the first time, and they're very firm. But this time around, instead of adjusting Master Ambush or back attack skills, they want to rework the damage gap that is caused by the Entropy set, aka the ceiling and the floor. But then at the end of it, he says something about Master Brawler and Ambush. You know, he talks about like, is back attack and head attack being removed? Is positional attack being removed? Are these engravings being removed? So he brings it up again, that there's a possibility. So it's like, what the fuck? Like back and forth-ish. So Goldiver's saying, hey, gotta give a clear answer, man. But he's saying, yo, this is not easy, this is hard, blah, blah, blah. So whether they are gonna remove these, they don't know just yet. It does not seem like we're in the clear here. So TLDR, they need more time. They need more time to cook. And this guy's confused, man. All right, Kazros, next endgame. Will it be a 4-man, 8-man, 16-man, 20-man? For now, it is being balanced around 8-man. It's not going to be just Kazros. There's going to be multiple things coming out, right? There's a great war. All of Arcadia unites to fight all of the demons that are left over. Okay? Instead of dumping a new system at us, because it's going to be a new form of raid. It's not a Legion raid. Legion commanders are over. So instead of dumping a new system, boom, they want to do it step by step, gradually. And then there's like something coming in December. They're not supposed to talk about this. And I think the guy's going to get in trouble for this, but he said December, there's going to be a 16-man raid. We don't know what raid. And then Third Awakening is going to be the biggest update in Lost Ark, is what this guy is saying, right? This guy, meaning... Wait, hold on. This guy meaning the frick. This guy. This guy is in charge of balance and raid. This guy is in charge of the solo and the entropy and the rewards. This guy is story guy. Okay? So, yeah, so he's saying that it's gonna be the biggest update in Lost Ark. There's gonna be a new arc system. We don't know what that is. Of course, they don't go into detail. And they're going to save the rest for the winter Loa-On in December. All right? So stay tuned for that one. That's going to be a big one. So, yeah. That's it for the recap, guys. That's it. If you got any questions, twitch.tv/ZealsAmbitions, man. Peace.